come and see what you saw, Shane. How did this happen? Were you driving too fast? He was such a good driver. No, I'm not going to think about it. I'm not going to think about him being trapped in that car. Did you call for help? Did you think about me? Don't you know I would have walked through a blizzard up this mountain for you, Shane? You're the only man I ever loved.
Vicky.
This is your fault, Vicky. And so help me God, I am not going to rest until I make you pay.
Bad dream. You're dreaming, huh?
Where is he? What happened? Where?
Dreaming about him, were you?
You mean Michael?
Not your father, honey. Dreaming about Shane.
What makes you say that?
Because you kept saying Shane. Shane. No, that's my fault.
You've got to tell Carl. You've got to tell him. You, too. You're just infants, and already you're leaving your clothes everywhere. Thank you, Shane, for Elizabeth and Corey.
Where's my address book? Have you seen it? I'm at 6s and 7s.
Come here.
How is it possible that Shane
It doesn't seem real, does it?
is just coming into his own?
He was starting over as you and I have. And as Matthew's trying to do.
Let's not discuss Matthew. Not
We can't
today.
keep secrets from each other.
What has Matthew done?
He's contacted Chris Chapin in Denver.
Chapin? What's he trying to do? Round up all my old enemies?
Chris Chapin was Nancy's boyfriend, and he's always been a friend of this family's.
So, it's a bit tenuous, isn't it? Chapin is no friend of mine, and Matthew well knows it. Thank you for telling me.
We can't keep things from each other.
I won't.
Nothing's going to come between us, not even my children.
Jake, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. Not after everything that you've gone through.
I shouldn't be
all right?
talking about Shane, even if it is in my sleep. I shouldn't be.
What are you talking about? Listen to me. Your father died last night. Shane died last night. You're gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, but...
Shane,
but...
listen to me. Shane loved you. No matter what you said or what you did. And that's why he took off, because he couldn't take it. And that is why you're feeling guilty.
No.
Look,
no,
honey,
it's more complicated than that.
I don't
And
blame you for being upset with me.
I'm not. You're not the
What
one
are you
who did
talking
anything
about?
in an
I went
interview
up
with
to the cabin.
But
I didn't trust you. That was wrong.
please, stop apologizing.
Listen, what I'm trying to say is, how could I think that you would throw away everything that we have, everything that we've worked on, the family that we have together for this guy. Hey, I don't blame you for having nightmares. If your own husband can't trust you, I am sorry.
Jake, Hello?
Victoria, are you all right?
Yeah? Are you all right?
You didn't tell Jake the truth, did you?
No, we're just hanging in.
You didn't tell him you were in the cabin with Shane.
No, is there anything we can do for you?
I'll be all right as long as you keep our secret.
Okay.
And if you don't, your father will have died in vain and you'll lose everything.
Won't!
I've got to go.
Wait, Mom.
How is she?
She's not so good, Jake.
I've never seen Donna so reserved. It's weird.
Well, you know, she's known Michael since she was so... I mean, can you imagine what that would be like?
Let me tell you something, honey. If I ever lost you... Why don't we try to get some sleep?
Jake, I need to step out. I feel like all the walls are just closing in on me. I'm sorry. I just need to...
I'll go with you.
No, please. I need to be alone. If you could just... Oh, Shane. What? How did you end up here? In the dark, in the cold, dying.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Are you, Deputy Boyd?
Yes, ma'am. Are you Lila Roberts?
Yes. Shane Roberts was my husband.
And you left a message to meet me out here?
Yes, you were the deputy on the mountain that night.
Yes, ma'am. Wouldn't you be warmer in my car? It's just right over here.
No. I've got to bury my husband today, and I just want to stay here a little bit longer. It's fine.
Yes, ma'am. I hope you understand that I did everything I could to prevent this accident.
Why didn't you warn my husband?
Well, the only man I saw on this stretch of road was driving a 4x4.
You saw somebody
Well,
driving around in the storm?
I stopped him, and I asked him if there was anybody between here and the lodge up the mountain that needed to be warned, and he said no.
My husband was in that lodge.
Well, this guy said that he was at the lodge and that everybody knew how bad the road was. Because if he hadn't said that, I'd have made sure Dr. Roberts didn't try to make it down this mountain.
So you didn't warn my husband?
Well, there are a lot of people out in the mountain that night.
Yeah, it's all right. I understand.
Look, this guy in the 4x4 seemed like a pretty stand-up guy, so... I mean, maybe I made the wrong call, Mrs. Roberts, but I took him at his word.
Was this the guy?
Yes, that's him.
You're positive?
Yes, ma'am. I swear on a stack of Bibles that this man told me that there was nobody up at that love lodge who needed to be warned about the road.
Thank you.
If the sheriff were to find out that I
Oh,
didn't
no.
actually check the road myself.
Don't you worry. No, he's not gonna find out. Because we're not gonna tell, are we?
I think I've made myself very clear now. Just take care of it.
Oh, Carl, sorry. We didn't mean to sneak up on
No, not at all. How are the boys?
They're feeling better, I think.
You're doing business today?
Oh, nothing serious. I have a few calls to make. If you'll excuse me, I'll make them in the study.
Carl works all the time, doesn't he?
It would seem so. How are you?
I'm fine.
No, that was a real question.
I can't fall apart right now. I won't. Vicky and the boys need me, and so does Jake.
What about what you need?
I need my husband.
Honey, ask Joe to be with you at the memorial service.
No, he's already had to deal with too much. With Shane and Michael and Sophia's wedding being canceled. He doesn't need to worry about me, too.
Honey, this was a very close friend of yours. That's the least he can do for you.
Shane always believed in me, you know. He saw the best in me. He gave me this whistle. And anytime I needed him, he was always there for me.
For all of us.
I only wish he'd been able to get over losing Vicky.
Well, we love who we love.
You know that better than all of us, don't you?
Why don't we just let it go?
Consider it gone.
Oh, just...
If Mama's shaken,
No, I would like to know your thoughts about Chris Chapin's death.
well, what am I supposed to say? I have a conversation with the man a couple of weeks ago. The next thing I know, he's doing backflips off his terrace.
And you're jumping to conclusions.
I'm just saying it's a weird coincidence. And I would like to know if there are any witnesses to this alleged suicide.
Now, let me get clear on where your thoughts are going here. Chris Chapin left Bay City 10 years ago, and you think he left with incriminating evidence against Carl, which for some inexplicable reason he sat on for 10 whole years, leaving a peaceful, uneventful life until you make a phone call to him, and then all of a sudden he's murdered.
Well, you've got to understand the nature of the call.
Yeah, well, you were fishing for information about me, were you not?
Among other things,
Well, suppose you tell us what Chris Chapin told you.
I'd rather not say.
How do you deal with that? What are you doing, lad? Building a case?
If Carl was going to kill Chris Chapin because he knew something he didn't want you to know, don't you think he would have gotten to Chris Chapin before you did?
It's a little more complicated than that.
Yes, conspiracy theories usually are.
There's no point in discussing this with him. He's made up his mind.
I'm only bringing up questions.
No, you're doing more than that. You're making connections where there aren't any.
Then perhaps we shouldn't talk about this.
Yes, I think that's a good idea, and I think you ought to leave.
You're throwing me out?
I don't deserve this today, Matthew, and Carl certainly doesn't.
It's all right. It's all right. There's no need to defend me.
You leave now.
You know, I never said that you killed the man or had him killed. All I said was that it was a weird coincidence.
When is this going to be over?
Rachel, come here. Your son is never going to stop hating me.
Well, then you're right.
About what?
If he can't accept you, then you're right. I do have to cut him out of our lives. He gives me no choice.
Hey, you leaving?
On demand.
Well, why? Why?
Well, he certainly thinks you have some connection to this Chapin death business.
Who are you? Do you feel that is there some part of you that still believes me capable of such things?
We're all capable of such
No,
things.
no, no. Do you believe that I could murder or arrange such a thing.
After everything we've been through, I have to believe you've changed.
I've changed because of you.
How can you tie Carl to Chapin's death? You said yourself it was...
Amanda?
Hi, I just came in the back way. Didn't mean to disturb you.
Or not.
You joining us for dinner? It's your favorite.
Thanks, but I think I'm gonna go lie down.
You all right?
I'm fine. Just a little tired after today. See you in the morning.
And good night to you, too. Well, clearly Matthew has filled her up with Mr. Chapin.
Do you think?
Oh, undoubtedly. She didn't take her eyes off me. She was looking to see where the horns sprout out of my head to go along with my pitchfork.
She doesn't think that way about you.
No. Wish I could believe that.
She told me she's keeping an open mind about you.
Oh, that's big of her, isn't it? Bloody magnanimous.
I can't be at war with both my children.
Or me.
Or you.
Well, at least we know the twins aren't going to give us any trouble.
Oh?
Well, not for a few years, anyway.
I need a twin fix.
Right. Yeah. I'll be right there.
Becoming...
What do you want?
Will you?
Okay.
Oh, I get it.
I will.
Love you.
Carl, I hope it's not a bad time. But I'm here to pick up my things.
You're gonna do that now?
Yeah, I figured, why not get it over with?
Joe, your timing couldn't be worse.
I had no idea that things...
It's not true you share a child. Joe, she's really upset about Shane and about Michael. At least talk to her. Just a few words.
Rachel, she's the one who told me to leave.
Because you won't believe her, Joe. She loves you. You and Dante mean everything to her.
Rachel, please don't do this. Please don't make this any more difficult than it already is,
Well,
okay?
just answer me this. If she had admitted to taking the drugs the night of the fire, would you be able to forgive her and move on?
Yes, absolutely. She knows
Well,
that.
then think of what this is costing her to hold on to her version of the truth.
Rachel, my truth is backed up by medical science. She tested positive for drugs.
She
What more proof do I need?
she was clean that night and you won't listen to her.
You believe her?
Absolutely.
Just like that, no questions asked.
I know who she is.
You're saying I don't?
She's just like her father, Joe. Hasn't that occurred to you? His integrity meant everything to him. It's the one quality I thought that you recognized when you married her.
Rachel, I know Paulina's qualities.
Then why don't you know she's telling the truth? She's the one child of all of them that adheres to his principles better than the children he even raised. Joe, if she wanted to save this marriage, she could lie. And she's not doing that. She's letting you walk out. The fact that she's digging in alone should indicate to you that she's telling the truth.
Truth, she's been lying for months.
Can't you just entertain the thought that she might be being honest with you? Go in and tell her you're sorry that you doubted her and talk to her. Can't you do that much?
Laurel, even if I tried to help him, even if I forgave him for doubting me, Joe still wouldn't admit that he's wrong.
You know something, Rachel? I don't think Paulina's lying.
That's great, Joe. Go on and tell
She
her. That's
really
what she's
believes
waiting
she's
for.
telling the truth. And she's very convincing. I mean, look how you bought the whole story.
I buy her story completely.
She's an addict. She doesn't even know when she's lying.
Well, you ought to. You're her husband. It's all about trust, Joe, and standing up for each other. That's what marriage is about. That's what Carl and I keep learning again and again. Have you guys ever had that?
We did. I loved Paulina from the first moment I saw her. But you know what? I love my son just as much.
And it kills her that you don't trust her with a baby.
I'm just trying to protect him.
From his own mother?
Unfortunately, yes.
Joe, Paulina's a good mother. And to think anything else is malicious is stupid.
Rachel, God forbid anything would ever happen to Dante. Do you think, how could I ever live with myself? Why doesn't anybody understand that?
I understand that, but can you live with yourself now?
We're gonna find out.
Joe, Paulina has a better chance of putting her life back together if you're working with her, not against her.
Oh, damn it, I'm not working against her.
Well, then you don't know yourself or Paulina, I guess.
I used to know her.
Matthew, I mean, if he's trying to contact all of your old enemies, he's going to be a very busy boy, Carl.
Well, not if they end up as Chris Chapin did.
Why? What does that mean?
He jumped off a balcony of a high-rise hotel in Denver. Is this suicide?
God. You don't think that this is
I don't know what to
Matthew.
think. But Matthew isn't welcome in this house anymore.
But, Rachel, I mean, he's your son.
And Carl's my husband. And Matthew is acting as though Carl is out to destroy me.
I'm sure if you give it a little time, he'll see how wrong he is.
Felicia, I've become an obsession to Matthew.
It's true. I don't even recognize him anymore.
Makes me so sad. I know how close you and Matthew have always been.
Matthew can't be allowed to believe that he can make me doubt Carl.
But on that cheery note, I'm going to go upstairs and get a quick Elizabeth and Corey fix.
Don't you dare wake them up. They just got to sleep.
Would I do such a thing as
You
that?
would, and you have.
And I might.
Oh, don't you dare! If you do, you've got to put them back to sleep.
He really does beam when he looks at those babies. You know, I've seen him. I just can't imagine what Matthew is thinking about, Rachel.
Matthew won't accept the fact that the man that I married is vastly different than the man he used to be. Oh, excuse me, I've got to get that. Claudia's expecting anything?
No. No. Well, come on, let's not leave Felicia all on her own. I'll open this later. No. Sleep.
Grant, I just buried my father today.